Slowly replacing the forms, and I'll just quickly show you how I've been doing it. I've been putting in my form and leaving in your form until I check that everything's correct, and then replace it. Um, make sure the style looks correct and everything like that. Hopefully you're happy with that. I'll just point out a couple of things. One, to make it very similar to yours, I'm having to do a little bit of custom code. Where is it? Not much, just a tiny bit. Just a bit of custom code there in terms of the spacing, but just be aware of that just so you know where things are. I am using, I don't know if you've got any other custom CSS in the website, but I'm putting mine in where it usually goes in the customizer under the appearance in the dashboard, just so you know. All right. So now I'll go in and remove this form because obviously we don't need two forms on the same page. What I might do is probably put a white background behind it as well to make it like your one. So the way I would do that, just again, you might be interested, just very, very quickly. White background, let's have a look, there's white, and that can go behind that. And now I can remove this form. But if ever needed to go back for any reason, this is the Gravity Form Styler, and obviously we just select forms from here. Now, a couple of other things to point out that I want to discuss. Okay, so first of all, I don't think we've done the sign up for our newsletter one yet, so I'll leave that how it is. But just to show you, you can actually edit the footer directly in here, and we can see what this is. And this time it's another, again, it's using the elemental form field. So again, it's different, and I think we should replace that. I can create this. I don't think I can put that little arrow in. That's the only thing. So if that's an issue, let me know. And then actions after submit, it goes to MailChimp. All right. So look, let's just go back and review this, and we'll talk about MailChimp in 2 seconds. All right. So here's the form now, and you know what? It might look nice with just a little bit more space inside that whiteness. Now, the other one, the 14-day free trial, it had a green button, right? But this form had an orange button. I'm seeing inconsistencies, and I would like to make things more consistent. So you let me know whether you'd rather these submit buttons to be green or whether you'd rather them be orange. And actually, I should put that in capitals. I'll just point out too that now we've got the formidable forms on this page. There's always a shortcut to that form if it's on a page, all right, which I find very handy. And the thing is, you probably want that submit button in capitals. So we just simply go to the settings for that particular form, like the adult pre-exercise form, okay? And so we go to styling and buttons, and submit text will be submit. Or I reckon it should say send message actually, rather than submit. Submit, I don't know, what is it, B and D? I prefer send message. I don't know. You can always change that. And your option, I've noticed yours was in capitals, which I think looks cool being in capitals. So we'll just refresh that page. But just let me know about the coloring. And while we're talking about coloring, I should point out, right, that in web design, generally, there's one color that is the interactive color. That means a color that will do things. So, and to me, I love your orange color. It's part of your brand. It's part of your logo, right? But not everything that's orange links to stuff, all right? And in terms of, you've got some green there inside the eye of the tiger, which I quite like as well. I think those colors go well with each other. And if you actually want me to match that color more closely to that, I can. But let's have a quick chat about color. What should be the interactive color? Because that way people know what things they click on and what is just a message that's telling you something, but you can't click on it. And speaking of which, on the 14-day free trial one, there was the green color in use. And green colors, like, as you know, traffic light signals mean go, whereas orange can sometimes mean warning or caution. So interactive call to action colors, it might be a safe bet just to turn them all green, in which case we'd make these links down here green as well. Look, you can break these rules, like, or you can break all the rules, and like maybe you just want all those colors orange, in which case I would get that. It's part of your branding, that's cool. But I just thought I'd bring that open into conversation for you. It's just while I'm waiting for this page to edit, it's very easy to change all the button colors. So as you can see, here's your button color here, it's green. Very easy for me to change them all to orange at a touch of a button. And we can also make different styles for different forms. So if you do have a genuine reason to want to have different colors for different forms, that is possible as well. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in a little bit more padding into here. Let's say 2%. Now let's make it 5% all around. And I think that's a bit more spacious. It's not so claustrophobic that way. So, and one other thing too. So I've been editing things as I go through. As you picked up the date of birth, very good. That's perfect. And I've fixed up the consultation date. Previous, you could book. Previous you could book 2021 to like 10 years in advance. I think you only really, it's better to have it just then be able to book 1 year in advance. Let me know if you agree with that. So if I just refresh the page, it should come up on today's date. Let's just double check that date again. Consultation date, yeah, there it is. So it starts with today's date, which is what we want. All right, I'll just put the video on pause now in case I find any other things as I'm working through this with you. Yeah, and as discussed too, with this contact form, this, as you can see over here, this was done just using the Elementor form thing. So it's going to be a very, very safe idea for you to go through and test this again. I know you've already done it, so sorry to ask, but I would hate for you to miss any of these. And as you can see, I'm just dropping in a widget called Formidable Form, and to activate it, you do actually, even if you're on the right form, you have to switch it to one, switch it back to another, and once it's come up, here we've got the contact form, and that's all looking correct. Now, I note that there's maybe potentially a bit too much space between these fields, so I'll just quickly fix that up. And again, just so in case you're interested, it's here under Formidable Forms under Style, and I guess if I look for not the label, the actual field settings, and that margin there is probably what's doing it. If I change that to say 20, okay, and then go back to that page, it's already updated. So let's look at it on the front end now, and just make sure there's not too much space between those fields. Just bear with me for it to get to the front page. Yeah, that looks better. I think you'll agree. And again, submit. So again, every time that you're on a page that has Formidable Forms on there, and I always hold my modifier key down to open it in a new tab, because I would prefer that say send message. So under settings for that particular form, this is the Contact Us form, as you can see over here. So under settings, under styling and buttons, where it says submit, we'll change that to send message and update that, and just have a look at this page again, and just make sure you're happy with that. We could also split this email and phone. I mean, no one's phone number is going to be that long. Pretty much same with an email. So I think we could go back to this contact us form, go back to the build section, okay, and I think what we'll do is we'll make email. We'll go here to the CSS class, and we'll make sure that it's the first of half row, and the phone number we just need to go half row. Sorry, half a row like that, and that will come in. It should sit in behind that when I press update and refresh the page, theoretically, because they're two half columns. So let's just test that, make sure that's okay. Make sure we've got them both in a line. Yes, we have. And look, that's going to be enough space for any of my websites there. Well, you know, if you do it that way. See what you think. So obviously green is great, green is good, and if I haven't filled, if that doesn't validate as a proper email, then that's bad. Now, let's see if I can put in my phone number there, and that validates okay as an acceptable phone number. Yes, it does. All right, but you can see red indicates that's not going to go through when I press send. It's going to give lots of messages, but there was a problem with your form. Enter a valid email address. Field cannot be blank. Field, etc., etc. And all the errors are there in red. All right. So again, I'll put this on pause and see if there's anything else that I need to alert you to. All right. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but maybe we'll just do this one more time together, just so you can see that this widget is called the Gravity Form Styler. It's set on exercise readiness for children and adolescents. We'll remove that widget. We'll look for the Formidable Forms widget and drop that in here. Whoops, sorry, Formidable Forms. Drop that in there. So we're looking again for the readiness for children and adolescents. So we go to that one, choose that form there. And what we'll do is in this column, we'll put a little bit of white space, or put white space behind that column. And we'll also add a percentage value of 5% padding around the inside of that column, and press update. And when it's finished updating, view the page and check that it all looks okay. That's looking good. That's looking good. You do have the option to put these ones in one column, in one row rather than 4 rows. That's up to you. I can show you how to do that too if you want. And then finally, instead of submit, I think that should say, so we'll come up to the Formidable. Again, we could go straight to that particular form because it's on that page. And under settings, no, here comes that noisy bicycle again. Oh no, it's not good. Styling and buttons, send message, update. Yeah, here it comes. Horrible bloody petrol-powered bicycle keeps going up and down the street. I think they're dealing drugs or something. So annoying. Anyway, sorry, mate. Anyway, so that's that. And just refresh the page, just double check. And send message, that looks good. All right, again, I'll put it on pause. That should be pretty much it, but just wait and see. There might be something more to show you. Yes, there is more to talk about. Because you said to delete the protein guide because it's linked to MailChimp. So let's discuss that. First of all, let's edit this so we can just understand how it was built. Okay, I'm guessing it's Elementor, so I wouldn't call it a MailChimp landing page. Okay, this is just simply it's another Gravity form, so I really think that we should replace it. So let me just show you that. So we've already covered the styling. We can come back to that if you need more information on that. I'll just click on Forms. Okay. And in the trash, so I didn't empty the trash, fortunately. I wasn't going to do that until I worked through this task, just in case. And I kind of like the Find Your Why, but then again, I've noticed that that's what they use at that gym down at Mingara, so maybe best not to copy that. I can help with marketing ideas based around that if you want down the track. But let's just restore Protein Guide for a moment so I can discuss this Protein Guide. And I won't replace it yet because you haven't instructed me to, but I really feel that we'll need to so that we can get rid of gravity forms properly. And there's nothing that gravity forms can do that we can't do here in formidable forms. I'll just very quickly explain that. So under the Protein Guide, let's go to Settings and just double check that it's going to be sent to the right people. Okay, so under the Settings and under Action and Notification, you've got an admin notification, right? So you'll know when it gets sent here, as you know, when someone does a new submission from the Protein Guide. Actually, what I like to do, maybe we should do this for all the forms as well. In the subject, I like to put their name. So in case you're looking for it, you can put their name in here, and actually instead of adding their name as an ID key, it's more absolute. So that's their name. Okay, so we'll just update that. But now, so I've already put in the MailChimp add-on, right? So we just add MailChimp there. So just click on that. And it adds to MailChimp. Oops, I've done it twice. We'll just delete that because we only need one of them, presumably. So add to MailChimp. And the action name, add to MailChimp. And when the entry is created, subscribe and update or user. But it says no MailChimp mailing list found. API key invalid. All right, so before we get that going, we need to fix up MailChimp. And I'll show you what you need to do on your side. You need to go to your MailChimp or actually first we'll go down to here to global settings. Okay. Under Formidable, global settings, and we'll go to the MailChimp settings. And here is where you need to put the API key from MailChimp. And if you want to know where to find that API key for MailChimp, just go to Google, type in MailChimp API key, right? And there's your quick start guide. What is an API? Find or generate your API key, rah-de-rah-de-rah. And you need to be logged into your MailChimp account and then generate your API key. Once you've generated that API key here, right, then we can go, sorry, excuse me, just turn that music off. Once you've added that API key and pressed update, then we can come back to the Formidable Forms, back to the Protein Guide, back to the settings, back to notifications, back to the MailChimp. Okay, so let's just do that. And I'll make another video for you in case you get lost, because there's a bit there. But so, Formidable Forms, Protein Guide, click on Settings. Okay, and this is only after you've added the API key. Actions and notifications, add to MailChimp. And once that API key is entered in properly, you'll actually find, so it will add to different lists. It's saying no MailChimp mailing list found, but you probably have more than one list, and you'd have one list for the Protein Guide, I'm guessing. Not sure, but you know, it will add to whatever, it'll have the option to add to whatever different lists you want there in MailChimp. So hopefully that makes sense, all right? But for now, I'm just going to leave that protein one there because you asked me not to change it because of the connection to MailChimp, but hopefully that explains we can replace this with the Formidable Forms. You just need to put in the MailChimp API and then we're set to go, all right? I'll just put this on pause while I work through this. still more things to talk about. The program check-in. All right, so let's see how. I think I missed this one before. I know it hasn't been built yet. I can easily build this for you. I just want to double check how it was created. You might have it set up for some other purpose. Let's have a look. No, it's Gravity Forms. So not sure how that one didn't get picked up. Let me just work through this one and just bear with me. Sorry, I'll put this on pause. No, sorry, my mistake. That's the training and nutrition check-in, isn't it? So when I click on that, yeah, my mistake. Sorry. So I won't repeat this. I'll just do it. You already know that, but I still got a few more things to chat about. Actually, you should see this. There's a few extra options we haven't come across before, and that was before it, whether it had the description or not. I'll just try and go back. No, I'll refresh the page so you can see what it looked like beforehand, before I change it. Just bear with me. Sorry. A little bit slow to load there. Yes. So. No, we'll keep all of that, and we'll just replace this then. Okay. I'll put this on pause. I don't want to bore you to death. All right. I wanted to personally test this one to make sure that it's all looking good. And again, I point out that makes sense for a big headline, but green makes sense for an interactive color. So whether or not to change the book now, or just leave it anyway. Now also, I want to double check this one. Email me a copy of my response, and I will actually change this to send message, but I'll do that afterwards. I want to see what happens when I press submit, soon to be send message. Okay. Awesome work. Continue to submit this form weekly to keep track of your progress. Okay, I like that. If you want to track these things more, that we can also forward them to another page saying, again, with this personalized message. But I want to double check a couple of things. Well, first of all, let's change that to send message. You know the drill there. And by the time I finish doing this, hopefully I will have received that email, and if not, I'll show you why. So one last time, we go to settings, and we go to, on the settings page, when it loads, we go to, this hosting is a little bit slow, I must say, but maybe we've got lots of software too, but anyway. And we go send message, and update that. Now I'll check my email and see if I've got, yes I did. So that did come through. To my email. So that part's working as well. So obviously Formidable did import that properly, and it did make sense of it. And I'll just show you again how that works. So we're on the settings page, under actions and notifications. Don't forget there's the MailChimp option there. There's also the Zapier option there. There's a lot more add-ons too that you can add depending on what you need. There's the admin notification, so you would have got this. You would have got this from myself. But I also got a copy, and that's because it's sent to the customer notification. And as you can see, I did receive that, so it's all tested and working. And it's being sent to 59. You know what? I prefer, like I say, notice how there's IDs and keys. I won't get into the techniques of it. To be honest, I would have to look it up. I just know that keys are more precise. And of course, the default message is what you want, like the whole message there. And look, just because I've changed something now, even though it's such a minor change, and I'm quite confident that works, I am going to send this form one more time just to be double, triple quadruple sure that everything is working. So I think that's it. So just a couple of questions there, just to review. Um, the protein one, am I cool to update that? Can you please go in and add the appy for MailChimp? And the same dealio for sign up to our newsletter. Because then we can have all the forms in the one place, okay? Which obviously is much easier to manage, makes more sense, is easier to remember where everything is, blah, 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 blah. All right, hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to do this myself one more time. So you might not know now why you're getting this, but you will when you watch the video. Thanks for watching, Matt. All right, and I hope that new software, some of that looked exciting. I'll be testing that this week. Like that quiz could be really cool, because when you put a quiz, you could do a quiz page, right? Quiz landing page, and then you could post it to Facebook, and you could say like, what's your fitness level? Check with this easy quiz. Or rank your fitness. How fit are you? Blah blah blah. And then you can do the easy quiz, and you don't have to hook it up with what you got with the LearnDash or with the WP courseware. It can be completely separate. And the quizzes look really cool. They're easy to set up, and then they can be easily free ones. I don't know. It might, maybe you can just do the same thing with what you've got. I don't know. And then I'll be looking at Studio Cart myself and the social review thing as well, because the social review thing, it does a whole lot of stuff that's really exciting. So I want to check that out, but it will pull reviews from Google Maps, which I'm going to do on my website really soon. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.